Yes.
Alright. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Alright. Can you use your headphones? Ready?
Yes.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, guys. You're welcome to Spotlight on Yabatech Radio 89.3 FM. It's a beautiful and a cold Wednesday morning. I'm actually wearing a sweater. You're welcome to the show. This is Spotlight on Yabatech Radio 89.3 FM. Today on the show, like every other Wednesday, we have something amazing, thoughtfully planned out just for you. On the show today, we are talking branding, building a personal brand, steps to creating a personal brand. Like I shared on my social media this morning, sometimes we want to be, we want people to have a certain perception about us. We want people to see us in a particular way, but we've actually not been able to build that perception over the years. And believe me, whether or not you build a perception about yourself, people already have a perception about you. Now it's now left for you to decide if you want people to see you in a good light or in the other light. And sometimes it's negative. So how do you change that? How do you, get people to see you in a different light? And sometimes as well, we want to build a brand for ourselves that can sell, that we can actually, build it up to an extent that someone wants to pay you to advertise or to, sell something for them. These and many other, issues we're going to be talking about on the show today with our guests. So stick around. Let me go for this quick break. When we come back, we'll get to meet our guests. I'll be back. Okay, I just want to play one jingle.
With star 966 hash easy banking, you can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments, create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Okay, let's go back. You're welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you've not missed much. It's still Spotlight here on Yabatech Radio 89.3 FM. Like I mentioned earlier, today we're talking steps to creating a personal brand. And with me in the studio today, I'll quickly go through his profile so you get to know who we're talking to. So my guest is a brand and marketing communications expert with 7+ years of industry experience and an e-commerce expert. He is a certified PR practitioner by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR), certified manager by the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered, and a trained broadcast journalist by the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN). He is a prolific writer on subject matters such as branding, marketing, leadership, sales, and style. On the show today, I have Eze Chukwudi. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
Very well. The weather has been amazing so far.
Yes.
It has actually. So this is not something we get every time. So we're really not taking it for granted. So,
yes.
It's been a good day so far. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. Now let's start from the fact that you were trained. You are a journalist. How did the switch happen? Why did you go to FRCN and why are you doing branding today?
Okay, so radio has always been radio and TV has really been like my life, what I always wanted to do, so it's something that I loved. I love to speak. I love people to hear me. So there was a time in my life I wanted to either be a reporter or a presenter.
Okay.
But I tried out, I interned at Metro FM, I interned at a few places, but it just did not work out for me. So I needed to start working and earning a living after school. So
very important.
I got into sales, but I still did not leave the radio part. I tried a few times, tried the connections that I have to get me into a few radio stations, but it didn't work. So it felt like God wanted me to still just go and chase something and then eventually come back. So that's how I found myself in sales marketing. And then the next thing, branding has also been something that I came across when I was leaving university. And so I became so passionate about branding that I made sure I was learning while I was not doing branding. While I was learning sales and marketing, I was also growing myself in the branding space. Okay. So I was building myself with that run. Then when I got that breakthrough, as a brand, it was first social media strategist, and then I now got a brand officer job. And then within like a year or a year and a half, I was moved to brand manager. So, and then that's how I decided to go and get the necessary certifications for PR, and I already had the management certification during youth service. So that's just my story basically. So radio will always forever, and radio and TV will always forever be in my heart, you know. So I can't
just let go.
I can't let go because I love to talk. I love to hear I love to make people laugh, you know, make people happy, you know. And
that's been the journey.
Literally impact lives. So that's been the journey so far for me.
Okay, 7 years.
7 years.
7 years in branding. So what would you say that keeps you going, or that makes you excited about branding?
Okay, so the beautiful thing about branding is to see the fact that your idea of how something should look. So I remember when I joined a particular brand and I was with them, I knew how I wanted a certain perception for that organization. And as God will have it, I was able to build that perception, take the company from where it was to where it should be. Where we were in different places. We started playing in the big leagues. So branding is so beautiful because it's like watching your seedling, a flower that you've nurtured, you see it blossom, you know. You water and then it's giving you the right result. So it's more like grooming a brand, grooming something that was seen in a particular light to a better light. So it excites me. It's like I have the power to change something, to influence something for good. So that keeps me going every time. It keeps me going every time.
Interesting. Listeners at home, you can be part of the show. If you have questions, you want to make a comment, or you know my guest, you just want to shout out to him, feel free to call any of the phone lines 07018001783, 09131384110. I'll tell you numbers again: 07018001783, 09131384110. Should you have questions, or you want to make a comment, or you know him and you want to shout out to him, feel free to call the phone lines, and I'll be here to take your calls. Now let's go into the issues gradually. Now, what is personal branding? What would you say is personal branding?
So I would say personal branding is your reputation. Okay. Personal branding is what people define you as. Okay. So there's something I always like to share with people. For you to understand personal branding, you need to understand, because you have, like you mentioned earlier, you know, everybody has a perception. You probably do not know it, but you have a perception. So even in the Bible, for those who are believers and the non-believers also, there's a point in time where Jesus said, "Who do men say that I am?" So you need to understand because if you don't know you need to understand, what do they say? Who do they say that I am?
That question is a brand question.
It's a brand question. Who do men say that I am? Because you need to understand what their perception of you is. Okay. So you don't start acting, if you understand how they perceive you, you now know how this person, how to treat them, or how. So once you know how they perceive you, you now need to know, how do I perceive myself? Are they perceiving me the way, the people who Jesus was asking about, were they perceiving him? Some people say you're the savior, some had different names, you're the Messiah. So that's the same thing when you're starting your personal brand. You need to ask yourself that question. So now take these answers. What are they saying about you? Ask yourself, how do I want to be known? How do I think I should be known? Does it align with this? Because each and every one of us, I know you're standing here right now. I was telling that I read something about you that you're also into HR and a few other things. Yeah. So today we know Ebuka, big brother. Yeah. Ebuka is a lawyer, he's a businessman, but he's known for fashion majorly.
Yes.
So
and
big brother. So you need to identify. So each and every one of us, they know us for several things. Some people they know you like to eat, you like to play football. But there's one thing that everybody agrees on that you're popular with. So you need to find what that is and then see if it aligns with your personal values, what you want to be identified as. So you ask yourself that question, who do people say that I am? That's the first step to it. So if you don't understand that, you really cannot build a solid personal brand. Because when, for example, now you somebody who is not stylish, you now come out one day and say you start selling, you want to start styling people. You want to start a styling business.
That's two opposites.
Two opposite. They will take, the first thing they will ask you is, "Boy, you don't know. We know you now.
Have you styled yourself?
Have you styled yourself?" So that's the same thing. So if you don't start something that does not align with who people perceive you as. Okay. But then again, there's some people who they are already perceived in a certain way, but they want to change how they are perceived. So that's also another thing also too. But it's a gradual step because you need to now walk people through the new process that you want to start. Yeah. So it won't just happen immediately because this is what they've come to know you for over a long period of time. So it takes a conscious effort and action to change people's perception about you. And then you need to match your actions, your communications, your body language need to now speak what you want. So for example, somebody says, "Oh, I'm no longer," there are lots of people today now who says, there are lots of them online now that say, "Oh, I don't want to be known as, I don't want to name as Eze again. I want to be known as Chioma."
Yeah.
So what did they do? They started acting in a particular way. So now over time, that is now the perception. Then again, you now need to make sure, because for some people, there's still a conflict of, today, this person is this.
Today I'm Eze, tomorrow I'm
Choma.
Am I sure I want to be Choma?
So why are you confusing people? What you want people to know you for? And then when people don't really know you for, and that's a bad basis for building a personal brand or any type of brand. When people are confused, they're not sure about what you represent, there's a problem there.
Okay. Now, who needs to bother about personal brand?
Now, okay.
Is it for those in the media or those in politics? Is personal brand, is it for everybody?
Personal branding is for everybody. So, and this is why I would say this, because whether you believe it or not, you have a reputation somewhere. Okay. People know you for something. Oh, don't keep your phone if this person is around. This person would always, I can bet you this person, Eze will never go out with a rumpled shirt. Eze would, Tunji is always smelling nice. Or, Amaka the talkative. Amaka that is always disappointing us. So people know you for something already. So, but why you need to be conscious about your personal brand is what they know me for. Is it the right thing? Is that what I want to really be known for? So if it is what you want to be known for, Ebuka, I'm sure Ebuka is happy. I know he did a post recently that he's not just a fashion person. He has other areas to him. Yeah. But then again, this is what we've come to know you for. This is what has defined you. Most of your businesses are now around that. So you need to identify, okay, what do men say that I am? Who do they say that I am? Does it work for me? If it works for you, currently I like how people perceive me. Eze is stylish, Eze is this. So I now reinforce that. Everything that I do, all my actions that I do is to reinforce that opinion in the minds of people. So identify what people are saying about you. If it's good, keep up with it, get better at it. But if it is bad, you now need to retrace your steps. You now need to change people's opinion. There were times when I was coming up, I used to write a lot of silly things. People never really took my conversation serious. But over time, I now started giving people reasons why they should take me serious. I started speaking on nation building, connecting with, I was partnering with different brands. I was at Fela Drote's event. I was at Steve Harris's event. So people saw that, oh, this person now has a focus. So whenever I speak about these things, they now know, okay, yes, Eze is already building towards this. So we take him serious. So everybody needs, because you don't know now, somebody might want to help you, or they want to refer you for something, and then they say, oh, there's an opening for a front desk officer, and then they say, is it not that Chioma that is always down, that is very rude, that does not greet? If we give her that job now, she'll mess it up. So customers will come in and then she'll not be able to greet them properly. Yeah. And this is how little opinions, perceptions that we think do not really matter, whatever they think about me, it does not work anymore, because what you say online, what you say offline, you don't know who knows somebody. It's such a small world. When I went through your page yesterday, I announced that I know some people that I know already. So there's some people. So if I had like a bad perception, somebody can say, oh, I know this person, I don't think he's really good at this.
Yeah.
I don't think you should bring him on air. But so there are certain things that you saw and then you now say, okay, I want to bring this person. So these are the things. So these days, personal branding is not just for the ebukas or the people who are in media or the team. It's for everybody, because you don't know. So having a good reputation, having a good perception of yourself there's no bad part to it. Once you have a good reputation with everybody around you, it helps you, because if there's an opportunity somewhere, you'll be the first person that they want to refer to.
Yes.
But if you have a bad perception and you're saying, I don't care, there's a problem. You need to start caring about what people say about you. It does not mean that you should not stand your ground. You shouldn't stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So have your values that you believe in, that you will never shake. But then again, do not be somebody who, a bad character is a bad character. You cannot say, oh, because I'm confident, they think I'm this. So there are people who are confident, but they're also really humble about how they communicate what they don't like. So it's important that you take your personal branding. How do people perceive you? Who do people say that I am? Is the first question that you should ask yourself.
Okay, my next question is as a result of something you said, although funny. You said that people know Amaka disappoints. So now, for somebody who bears Amaka and wants to change that perception, I am not the Amaka that the musician was talking about.
Exactly.
So how do you go about it?
So, Amaka already has Amaka is a beautiful name. It means beauty in Igbo, so, but, so when you now have that perception already, so because you now need to be careful. So it's a very tricky question that you asked me just now. So now so for somebody who bears Amaka, if my first encounter with you, I've heard about Amaka. Now I encounter you as Amaka, and you now reinforce the belief that I have about the Amakas about you. It now means, this is how Amakas are, because I didn't even have to doubt you. You had done what Amaka, so you had even shown it to me already. So for somebody like that, you now need to be, so it's not like you're trying to please people. So people don't get this wrong, that, oh, should I try and please people? So people, no, don't try and please anybody. Be yourself, be who you are. But then again, while you're trying to be yourself, always, because there's a thin line between being confident and then being cocky, or arrogance, that's the word that I was looking for. So you need to understand this while you're holding your ground. A lot of people know my perception about certain things, but how I put it out to them is, I'm still going to tell you that, oh, I'm not going to go with you. Please, I have something to do, but you know that there's a difference between saying, oh, you know that I'm busy now, why would you ask me? And saying, okay, you know what, I would have loved to go, but I cannot because I have something to do. But if there's another time, I would like to come along with you or something like that. That's a nicer way to put it. So for somebody who wants to change, if you want to change your perception, you now need to identify these negative things that they're saying about, okay, what is bad about this Amaka? What do Amakas do? So am I somebody that goes, appointment, I never meet up to appointments on time.
I go late.
You go late to appointment. Your friends really cannot bank on you. If you say you are coming, you might never come.
If you say you're at here, but you're probably at K2.
Exactly. So people, you now need to change that. So with time, when you're telling somebody that, saying that you have changed, people do not believe what you say, they take what you do.
Yes.
So for you to actually change people's perception about you, you need to change your actions. So for an Amaka now, Amaka already has that bad reputation of disappointment. So she needs to work towards, if she comes late. I remember there was a time a friend of mine looked at me and said, Eze, you've changed, oh. Because there's a time I always want to come exactly at that, on dot of time. So he now looked at me and said, so you are even here 2 hours before. So that's in itself. I'm not going to be telling you that, I've changed these days now.
You notice it.
You now notice it. So that's how people now believe you. So identify this negative perception that you have already and work towards changing it. Identify them, work towards changing it. So
interesting. Listeners at home, you can be part of our conversation here in the studio. We're talking steps to creating a personal brand with Eze Chukwudi. The numbers to call 07018001783. Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Emmanuel from Yaba. How are you doing today? Hello, Emmanuel. Can you hear me? All right. Do you have a question for my guest? You're welcome. You're welcome. Emmanuel, please, can you move a bit from where you are? The noise is getting to the call, so we can hear you clearly. I can hear you
Yes.
now. Better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Emmanuel, are you there? Okay. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for calling. I think you got the question right, so let's take it.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for that question. You know, so is that negative branding? So what I would just say is I will not use the word
Negative.
I will not use the word negative. But then again, for those of us who believe in either Christ and the devil, so the devil in itself, his position is to be bad. Or there's some people who this is what they want to be known for.
Okay.
Like he also rightly mentioned. But it might be so that's why you need to understand people's beliefs. So I can tell the person's brand by what their beliefs are on. So some people, they are not, what we term as negative is because they go against so some people now believe that you should always kneel down to greet people. While some other people believe that if I can greet you, I don't really need to kneel down. So why do we kneeling down? How did kneeling down start? So some people always want to take things to the roots. They don't just take things for the face value. Okay. Because there are lots of us who we just accept things the way they are. But there are some people who, because of their nature, they're naturally inquisitive, or they just don't like how everybody is going towards one direction. So I'm not a crowd person. I want to take this direction. This is and truthfully, there are lots of people, that's why they always tell you, if you have friends who tell you yes, those are not really your real friends. Those ones who tell you the hard truth and don't care how you feel after are the kind of people you should. So if you're going to, most times it's not really negative branding. This is just, this is who they've defined themselves to be. They've branded themselves this way.
They've chosen a particular path.
I refuse to do what everybody else is doing. So it's not negative. It is because our moral standing is what you define good and bad is relative to some people.
Yeah.
So we need to understand
by culture.
So the churches. I know somebody was speaking to me about how there's a particular church here in Nigeria that you cannot wear earrings to, you cannot wear sentences, but in the US you can do all those things. So negative, bad it depends on who is seeing it, how are you seeing it from. So I've come to realize I like people who challenge status quo. They challenge the norm. Everybody's okay. So why should we do this? We should all kneel down. Let us bow down. Let us rub our clothes on the floor. When did this start from? So some of them, they need to just, once they understand that, they can now start doing what you want. But to get them to just do it like that, without them understanding, why are we even doing this? Is this right? is the foundation of this right for us to be doing. So this is what we need to understand. So it's not really negative branding. It's also part of their branding, but they've just chosen to always be, it feels like they're always on the negative side, but they're not really on the negative side. They just branded themselves to that at any point in time. This is what I want to represent.
Interesting.
Yes.
Emmanuel, I hope that answers your question. Thanks for calling. To others, if you want to call in to ask a question or make a comment, feel free. 070-1800-1783, 09131384110. Those are the numbers to call. Let me take them again. 070-1800-1783, 09131384110. Should you have questions or you want to make a comment, feel free to call in, and then I'll be here to take your call. Now, can one successfully establish an authentic personal brand without a brand expert? Without a guide, someone just guiding you to say, do it this way, do it that way, do it that way.
I would say yes.
Okay.
This is because today knowledge is not monopolized anymore, thanks to Google and a lot of other search platforms. So, but you need to still you need to make conscious effort to identify. So you can find a lot of resource online today about personal brand and branding in itself. So but the only difference is they might not be able to. They'll give you guides on how to follow. But the beautiful thing of having like an expert is, so they do assessments over a period of time. So once we've done a draft of what you want your personal branding to represent, and then say they have like a 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month audit, and say, oh, okay, how has the changes that we've made to your personal brand, has there been positive reactions? Are people now taking you more serious in your, when you say something, you get more, okay, when you started, you used to get probably only 1 like or 2 likes. Do people now connect with you more? Do they engage more with your content? So online will give you guides to building an authentic personal brand.
Online will give you metrics, so to speak.
Yeah, it gives you.
But if it's something outside social media, it's outside electronic media and the likes, how do you measure it?
Okay, so the same way, like you mentioned, social media will give you guides. So, and these guides would help you to. So, for example, you have what are the objectives? What are your goals? What are now the metrics? How do you measure what you've done, what you're doing? So these things help you. But then again, if you really want to build, you can build it. But if you want to sustain a reputation over a long time, if you want a sustainable personal brand, you actually need an expert to walk you through. Because there's certain things that you might be overwhelmed with in terms of, so, it goes beyond just always posting pictures online. So it has to do with the kind of content that you put out, how you communicate. For example, you want to turn your personal brand into a business, also channel it to whatever you have. So you need to know how to appropriately do these things. And this is where the expert comes in. Okay. So, but you can start something, but to get better and then to be able to sustain it, you need an expert. Okay. But there are rules already, there are guidelines that can also help you because for example, a lot of businesses, for startup businesses, there's what they call business process management, manager, where they help you manage, they help you see this, once the business starts, they help you manage process to a particular level so that you're able to make sure that they're checking that the right things are in place. Everything that you're doing is actually aligning with the goal. Yeah. So, and then after some time, they now allow you they step back. So this is what we're literally speaking about. So you can start with certain things on your own, but you can get better. You can get better as time goes on.
Okay, let's go pay some bills. We'll be back after this break. Stick around. Do not go anywhere.
Thank you. It's been interesting so far. I don't know if this stuff is still broadcasting live.
Easy banking. You can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data.
Yes, it is.
It is, right?
It is.
Nigeria,
Someone says awesome.
POS payments. create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
The value of an idea lies in the usage.
Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living."
Tune in to Spotlight on Yabatech Radio, 89.3 FM every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we discuss various businesses that started up as just simple ideas. Spotlight is brought to you by Young and Seven.
It's actually a mix. The show is actually, so sometimes we have founders, people who have done something exceptional, probably a script that no one wanted to produce, and at the end of the day, founded a business that today we never thought it was an idea. Those people are just trying to mix it with other issues.
That's really nice though. It seems like Emmanuel that called is actually like a frequent listener.
Yes, he is. Alright, let's go back. You're welcome back. This is still Spotlight on Yabatech Radio 89.3 FM, and of course Comfort is still here, and my guest is the Chukwudi is also still on this dial, and we have been talking steps to creating a personal brand. If you have questions, you want to make comments, please feel free to call us. The numbers to call 07018001783, 09131384110. I'll take numbers again: 07018001783, 09131384110. If you have questions, comments, or you know my guest and you want to shout out to him, feel free to call, and I'll be here to take your calls. So now let's start with, or let's move ahead to someone who is new to all of these things and wants to build a brand. What's the starting point? What's the first thing that he or she should do?
Okay, so like I mentioned, but I'm going to take it in like the right order now.
Yes, please.
So the first step for you to building a personal brand is to, like I mentioned, is who do people say that I am? That's the first. There are three questions you need to answer. Who do people say that I am? That's one. So define what people. This is the perception of people about you. Write it down. Now the second question that you need to answer again is, who do I think that I am? So write out who you think that you are. Now the third one is so everyone is known for several things, but there's one thing that everyone agrees that you are. So the third question is, how do I align what people see me as and what I think of myself? So who do people say that I am? Who do I think that I am? Because sometimes who you think that you are is different from what people think that you are. Yeah. So, and if it does not align, there's a problem. So the third question that you need to answer is, how do I align who people think that I am and who I think that I am and who I want to be, who I want to be known for. So these are the three questions. So once you answer that, if you're able to honestly answer that, you'll now be able to draw out what you want to be represented, what you want to be seen as, what values do you now. So you now judge it, you now assess it. Is this a good perception of me, or is this a bad perception? If it is a good one, how do I improve on this perception? If it is a bad one, how do I retrace my steps? How do I change people's perception? So once you've answered that question, you can now tell, oh, this is a good perception and this is a bad perception. So if it's a good one, you now write out, how do I get better at this? So people already know me as stylish. What do I need to do? It means I should, at all times, my hair should always be cut neatly. I should never be seen wearing rumpled clothes outside. regardless of where I'm going to, I should always wear a decent clothes. So these are steps to maintain that good perception of you for somebody who is stylish, for example.
Yeah.
Now, for somebody who has a bad reputation, you lie a lot. You take people's things without their permission. You are rude. So once you've identified these things, you now know that this is bad. Now write out the steps to walk back these things.
What if people don't think those things are bad? There's some people who thrive on these things.
Oh, okay, so if anybody who thinks these things are not bad, then it means that's now who they are really. Then they are not really after taking any change. And this is the kind of society that we find ourselves in, because there are people who really do not care, who really do not care about. So, but for somebody who, if you know there's a lot to gain with a good perception, with a good reputation. Where I work today at Cosm Limited it was because I was referred to that job. I only did one interview, and I've been submitting CVs for other places. So this person just referred me. I know this person is good. Without proper interview, without doing exams and things like that, I got that job because of the perception that he had of me. And then he knows, oh, Eze is good at this. I've seen Eze do these things. On a regular basis, he's passionate about these things. So, and this is how, but there's some people who now say, oh, I don't care. So that's their life really. But for somebody who, if there's a lot to gain and a lot more to lose, if you don't have, so, and in this age and time, if you don't have the finances, if you're not from a rich home, or you're not connected to the right people, your reputation is what will really take you far. Your reputation are what you're good at, who you are, your character as a person is your own wealth, really. So you need to guard your reputation well. And it's important because, and these days now we all live digital trails online. So it's important that there's somebody that we declined a job offer because on his page, we found him, it's okay to, this was years ago. Yeah. It's okay to do certain things that you do personally, but to now start putting smoking weed, so you find that there were a lot of things that he put up on his page, and then you're looking for, so these are perceptions. People would not take you serious, except it's an organization. So don't say that I don't care what people think about me. In this age and time, you need to care what people think about you, because if they perceive you wrongly, it would affect. You don't know who is speaking about you. Somebody in the neighborhood who is saying, oh, we need to help some people, we need to do some things, but they just say, this one, no, we cannot even use it. So it's important. Do not follow that bandwagon that says, it's my life, I'll do whatever. I don't care what I do. I don't care what people think about me. Please make sure that you care about what people think, because it is, so for somebody who is rich, or you already have a reputation already. So let's even take a practical example. Burna Boy. A lot of people say he is rude, or but he's just somebody that he goes against the norm. And it does not work for everybody. Yeah. There's some artists that come on and then they say they want to be arrogant. They want to be coming late for events like Burna. You will not go far. I know a number of them that a lot of the industry people just closed because they started behaving that way. So it does not work for everybody. Okay,
let me ask you this question.
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware of the Jamaic issue on social media. What
yes.
do you think that would do to his personal brand? Remember, he already has a brand.
So, and so this is, if it was in an ideal society, he could have lost his, I know he has a deal with a Nigerian making vehicle company right now. So it's not good, because in this age and time, as celebrities, even not just celebrities, there are people who can identify you almost in anywhere, any place that you find yourself. Yeah. So now these days, there's this urge to go viral. Everybody wants to. They might see you at the airport now. You don't know what you are doing. You might be, maybe you're smoking weed. You just quickly say, somebody's recording you. You don't know, because somebody's, it's G-Mike, is this. So you need to be careful how you act in and outside of your environment, because the age that we're in, you might be nobody, somebody just record you and then just find yourself on this blog doing something weird. So yesterday, I know that he probably wanted to act out or take out that anger, but the sad part again is, now is some people say yes, that guy deserves it, but the truth is you do not stoop so low to. There's certain things that you don't bring yourself so low because it rubbishes your reputation. So for me it was the wrong move as a brand. I know that he's known for his demeanor. Naturally, his personality is like he doesn't take rubbish. But the truth is, as you grow older and as you become, you become more responsible.
Exactly.
You become more responsible to
Matured.
matured. So you now have brands that look up to you. So is this the kind of person you want? So some companies do not take. If you act this way, the next minute there's an article online that this is not how. This is not what we represent. So I would have preferred him to act in a different manner.
Okay.
Yes.
07018001783 09131384110 07018001783 09131384110. Remember, you can listen to us. You can listen to the show online as well. Just go to www.yabatechradio.com.ng and then you'll listen to us clearly via that avenue. Now let's talk about building a personal brand and a business brand. So I am Comfort, and probably let's say I have a business, I sell things, So how do I separate myself, like Comfort as a brand and the brand that sells whatever it sells? How do I separate these two entities?
Okay, so take that again. So that I can understand it better.
So how do I separate my personal brand from my business brand?
Okay, so one of my mentors put up something today. He's Charles Otudo. He's also like a senior brand strategist, somebody who I look up to a lot.
I've interviewed him.
Yes.
Some time ago.
Oh, okay. So he's like my egmo. So he said something about personal branding is like the bedrock for a successful corporate brand or a business brand. So you can see that if you want to grow a successful brand, I'd like to take. There are lots of brands that there's a brand I'd like to even identify now. There's a brand called Ouch.
Okay.
And then the CEO also. So a successful personal brand can rub off on your business.
Okay.
Your business brand. So it's hard to say you want to fully separate. So it now means if you want to separate your personal brand from your business brand, it now means you really do not align. Most of the time. So for example now, if Comfort is a radio presenter, now she has a business which is an academy. So you can transfer the personal branding trust that you've gained over the years to your business as an academy. So who is our fan? You might not be the one running the day-to-day business of the, but then again, your employees, the business will leverage your reputation to build that corporate brand.
True.
So a lot of people would say, that's why they say, why should I do business with you? How many years experience do you have? Because people want to know, they want to know how you started. Who are your founders? Who are the people? Are these people capable enough to run these things? So you can separate your personal brand from your business brand, but I would advise if your business is in line with your personal brand, you should maintain that. At the same time, yes, always do not be so into your business so much, but that you forget your personal brand. So leverage your business reputation, your personal brand, to grow your business, your corporate brand. So in business, you would but if your business is now someone might now ask that, my business is not I'm doing something that is not is not in line with my. So for example, you are an engineer now. You now sell makeup kits, makeup whatever it is that you now do. So because I see a lot of people now where it's common, and then I really don't blame people. So for example, you now start selling jewelries, or you now want to go into fashion, but you're an engineer. So, and you've been known as an engineer. So how do I get people to trust me as a fashionista, to trust my business? So now, if you want to, so people might now say, oh, you're an engineer, what are you now doing with fashion? So you can do two things. Get a certification just to build your reputation as someone who is also fashion inclined. Get a certification online or wherever to add to your portfolio. And then also you can get your business, maybe get your staff or get your business registered with the appropriate, because this is, when building a personal brand, reputation really is what sells for both personal and business brands. So
you're saying there's a connection between the two of
them. There's actually
one piece of the other.
Yes, for people who that's for personal brands that have for personal brands that also run a business. Those who already have a clearly defined personal brand and then they run a business. But there are people who do not really have a personal brand. People don't really know them, but they just know that, okay, this person sells this thing. They don't know so much about the CEO. But so what you can now do is to build a reputation for your business. Our business is, our product has been certified by SON, by this. So all these things that we see, Nigerian Health, certified by the Nigerian Medical or Dental, this is to build trust for that business. This is to build a reputation for that business, that this product is respected and it's the product that you should use.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's look at the money side. It's one thing to have a brand, and it's another thing to be able to monetize your brand. So what's needed to have a profitable personal brand?
Okay, so what's needed to have a profitable personal brand? So this is the place of, this is where I would say thought leadership comes in. Okay. So where you are now revered, you are now respected for the knowledge that you have in a particular field. So people know you well for this already. Like if they call you on this, the next thing is, this is the go-to person. You want to, so today now you need like a fashion, you want to know what is really okay, you want to know like the latest trend, you go to Ebuka. So Ebuka is somebody who you can say, oh, Ebuka, I need you to speak about, Ebuka now is literally like a sought out speaker for fashion and things like that, because he has built that reputation already. He's a thought leader in that industry. If Ebuka says, this is what I believe fashion is, a lot of people will respect that than somebody who is just known within his environment. But even you also known within your environment, yes, you can still be a champion within your neighborhood too. So once you build thought leadership, you can now convert what you know or what you are respected for into money. So I remember, I run an image consultancy. It's called Style Fidence NG. So I style people, grooms. I know I look at you and then I know the kind of things that works for you. So over the years, people now respect me for that. And I'm now able to charge. Somebody says to me, Eze, I want to do some shopping and things like, would you go with me to the market? I'll pay you this amount. I do that too. So, and this is as a result of the reputation that I built over time. They just believe that, oh, you know the right colors. You know the right thing that would suit me. You can match these things.
And listen, Eze is really looking good. Anyways.
Thank you. Thank you so
brand
much.
On point.
Thank you so much. So, for you to be able to convert your personal brand, you need to build thought leadership. Get people to respect you for what you know. Once they respect you, once they now value you, you can now get money off them.
Okay. Now let's look at what was it called now, metrics. So the other time we mentioned brand experts and how they can, assess the goals and all of that. So what if I'm just a young lady. I don't have money to consult a brand expert. How do I assess the work I have done so far in terms of building my own brand?
Okay, how do you assess what you've done so far?
Yes.
In terms of, okay, so it's similar to how you say, oh, this week you identify 5 goals. Part of my activities for this week, this one is already ticked off already. I'm supposed to come to the radio and then do an interview. So you now need to identify what you want people to see, what you've decided in your heart, your personal brand guide, and say, okay, this is what I want to be known for. So far you now say, oh, what have I been able to achieve from this? So because it's similar, the same way we assess ourselves on a daily basis, or even in the mirror, is this shirt okay? Is this? Yeah. Am I putting on? Is it fitted enough? Should I change to something else? Does this go with this? So it's the same way we should also assess ourselves. What are my personal brand guidelines for this month? What do I want people to? I need to gain 10 followers here. My post need to be featured in one of these newspaper within this month. So you need to identify these things. So if you're working with things off the top of your head, you'll never really build what you want. So it's good to write these plans out, identify them, and then so you are now on a monthly basis or weekly basis, you're now able to measure if you've been able to, oh, this week I got a congratulatory message. Oh, this week. So like when I decided that I really wanted to put so much energy into personal brand. So I was contacted by Philips Consulting to come and speak to one of their, but eventually at the point in time, we couldn't finalize. So, and this is as a result of, I remember telling my brother, I want to become, over time, I really want to improve my reputation on this. So, and I've been able to measure these things and the feedback so far. So that's basically, write down write down your personal branding guides, what I want to be known for, how are people seeing me, this week, this is what I want to do, how I want to improve on myself, and then weekly or monthly basis, measure these things. If you've improved, if you've not improved. Thank you.
Good. So finally, give me your final thoughts on this in 10 seconds.
Okay, so thank you for having me again. So everybody, I would appreciate that you take your personal branding serious. So identify what you're good at and get better at it. And if you're bad at something, work towards retracing your steps. Thank you very much. So that's personal branding.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a good time talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners at home, shout out to you. And I hope that today's show was beneficial and that you gained a thing or two from our interview. Do have a beautiful Wednesday. Until I come your way again next week, Wednesday, do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
Bye. Wow. Thanks for having me again.
You're welcome.
You can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime,
yes,
and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills, and make POS payments. Create a wallet account and perform other self-service activities.
I know I've been seeing.
Yes.
I can see somebody in there.